Hi, this is Raphael, the developer of Armitage for Metasploit. And I'd like to welcome you to Metasploit 4.1. In this video, I'm going to show you a little bit of what's new in Metasploit 4.1, and I'm going to show you what's new with Armitage. Now, what's really exciting about this release is this is the first time I've gotten really serious about surveying the Armitage user community. And I asked you, how are you using Armitage, and how can I improve it for you? And so a lot of the changes you're going to see in Armitage that I'm about to show you now are from that. So don't mind me, I'm just going to kick off a scan real quick. This is nothing you haven't seen before. And as we go through this video, I'm going to introduce you to some of the things I've done with tab management in Armitage. I'm going to talk about how I've addressed feedback. That's the number one thing people have been asking for us. I'd like it if Armitage gave me more feedback when I do something. And I'm going to talk about some of the new attack and post-exploitation stuff in Armitage. And I'm also going to talk about how this release helps you out with reporting as well. So some pretty neat stuff coming up in this release. Here we have a Windows 7 and a Windows and a Mac OS 10 client. Okay, and as you can see, we're running Metasploit 4.1. And we're both connected to the same Metasploit remotely. What I'd like you to see first is notice that the event log here has gone blue for both of us. A lot of people kept saying, hey, if I'm working with a team, wouldn't it be nice if when there was a new message in the event log and the tab wasn't active, so let me do this right, wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to see that there was a message there? And I've added that. So now you can know when you need to actually look at the event log. Some other things I've done without tab management as well is now you can open a tab in its own window. Okay, so just you got to right click the X, and now if I want to watch the event log, I can, no problem. I can always see what's happening in my team situation by just looking at the event log, and I can continue doing whatever else it is I'd be doing. Let's see here. What else do I want to show you? I've shown you how to open things in their own window, and I've shown you the highlighting. Let's go into feedback on attacks. Well, you're familiar with the Armitage workflow. Attacks, find attacks by port, right? And it goes in the background and it tries to recommend exploits for you. That's nothing new. What's new, though, is what happens when we launch the exploit. So I'm going to right-click, Attack, SMB, MS0867. And you can see here I've got all this nifty stuff, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and just click Launch. And you'll notice I now have an exploit tab that pops up, and all the Metasploit commands are shown to me. All attacks do this now. So whenever you do something in Armitage, you can now see exactly how it's done in the console, and you get all this feedback from the exploit. So if something goes wrong, it's a lot easier to troubleshoot it now. And of course, if you go to View, Reporting Activity Logs, which is a feature from Armitage before, but you'll notice that all this information is indeed kept for you. Okay, so all that output's logged for you as well. You know, so that's something that's been really important. Folks have kept asking for it, saying, hey, I want more feedback. And again, some actions, like if I do an ARP scan, which is a popular thing to do once you get access to a host, to see what networks it has and to do host discovery, you'll see that the ARP scanner as well pops up a tab and all the output is there for you. Pretty neat, eh? So that's a little bit of just how Armitage helps you out with the post-exploitation, or with the feedback on exploits and some post-exploitation. Let me go ahead and now just set up the rest of our attack scenario here so we can move on with our demonstration. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to show you some of the post-exploitation stuff I've added. One of the things you're going to notice is that the access menu has changed. Duplicate is no longer here. If you use Pass Session, this will actually, it's a module by Carlos Perez. You can now select what payload you'd like to inject in memory, and you can configure it just like you would before with a client-side payload. You can, if you want, just click launch. It's already configured. That'll duplicate your current session. But this past session is now duplicate and the old past session with a lot more flexibility. And what else? Dump hashes has changed. The one that's in the actual repository, hopefully the shipping installer, gives you a choice between the old LSAS method and this method, which uses the smart hash dump module. But you can see everything's already configured. Just go ahead and click launch. And with any luck, you'll get the hashes, and these hashes will be in the database. Again, get that feedback as well. Don't mind me, I'm just going to go ahead and start off a scan of these hosts now that I've got those hashes. Another really cool thing about it is, let's see, the ability to do token stealing using the infamous incognito module. So if you go to access, steal token, what Armitage will do is it will load the incognito module into memory, and it will grab all the tokens from the host, present them to you, and you're welcome to just say which token you want to impersonate. Like, let's say there was a domain administrator. Now you hit impersonate. Then when I open a command shell, I would actually have a command shell with all the access rights of the domain administrator. So this is an advanced feature penetration testers would use, but now this is something that's built into Armitage to make your life a bit easier. Moving right along, let's go ahead and go, and you're going to notice something new under Interact, is that now when we're in teaming mode, there's an option to actually run VNC. And when you click it, what happens is it tells you where to connect your VNC viewer to. Okay? Now on Mac OS 10, I happen to have this great program called Chicken of the VNC. I think it's a lot faster than the XVNC viewer that used to be in Backtrack. So here I am. I'm just saying 192.168.95.241, display 35. So let me just go ahead and click connect. And here we are. I've got a VNC session on this compromised Windows XP host. And you can see I'm able to do this remotely to Metasploit now. So if I have a team connected to Metasploit, anybody on my team can actually run VNC, start up a VNC server that's running in memory, tunneled through Meterpreter, use their local VNC viewer to access that compromised host desktop. Pretty cool. But you would think we're done, but we're not. There's actually still other cool stuff here. If you a popular option is to use the login menu, right? Like login psexec to use any of your credentials to try them against compromise a host. Well, a new option in this release is this checkbox, check all credentials. And what Armitage will do in this case is it will launch a light brute force trying all of those credentials against the compromised host, or not compromised host, against that host. And you can get back and see, oh, hey, we got a successful login against this host. So let me go login psexec, and you can see now that there's an entry for this host as well. And all I have to do is click launch, and here we are doing another exploit, getting that feedback, and we're doing basically a pass the hash attack. But at least now we know which credential will work because Armitage told us. And once it succeeds, of course, we're going to get the lightning bolts as well because we've done another successful attack. Now let's talk about reporting. Reporting is one of the most requested features in Armitage. This is something people just keep asking for over and over again. And while Armitage does not spit out a 100-page document that you can just hand to a client, by the way, I am dead set against that personally. I think as consultants, our job is to sell risk and to present the information in a way that makes sense to the client. A tool-generated report isn't going to do that. But talking to people who also agree with this philosophy, I've come up with a few things based on feedback and suggestions, or added a few things that I think will help this. And some of those things, for example, let's say I see something really cool. I'm like, well, hey, I dumped these hashes. I want to show the customer the path I've taken to do it past the hash tag. I can right-click that tab, go to Save Screenshot, and Armitage will actually save a screenshot of that tab. Now let's say I want to show the next step in all this, which is say I did a brute force check, okay, and that's successful, and I choose Save a Screenshot of that, right? No worries. Got that as well. And now we come over here to where I actually use that credential, right? Set SMB pass. We'll just go ahead and highlight that so it's a little more obvious. And we'll go ahead and right click, save screenshot. Cool. Now, let's say I want to take a look at those screenshots. View, reporting, activity logs. Go into today's date, and you can see this nifty screenshots folder. And you can see, let's see if there's a way I can view as icons, make these a little bit bigger. But as you can see, I've got these screenshots for all three of these events, and my highlights still show up. So we go over here, and now you've got these nice screenshots that you can copy and paste into your report. Real easy. And of course, the screenshots work with stuff other than just, it doesn't have to be just a screenshot of a console. You can take a screenshot, for example, of a file browser. So let's go ahead and do that. Save screenshot. There we go. And if we scroll down, as soon as this thing decides to refresh, oops, 4 items. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Oh, there it is. Hiding. Let's go ahead and zoom in, go down. There you go. We can see we've got a screenshot now of that file browser. And you don't have to edit it if you try to do like a print screen. You can just go in and everything, all the screenshots are also, they've got the current time, in this case 11:06 and 1 second, and the title of the tab for you. So it's pretty easy because they're kept in order that you'd expect. You know, so again, just trying to help you out. Also new in this release is view, reporting, export data. This is pretty cool because in export data, now I've got a screenshot with a transparent background of the host view, okay, and I get these nice XML files containing everything in Metasploit. I want to see an XML file with all the services. There we go. I want an XML file with all the all the services. I guess before I have the host, it's fine. If I want one with all the vulnerabilities that we exploited, here we go. If I want one with let's see here, all the credentials I captured, that's there as well. Also the same data available in tab separated value format that you can easily use in Excel. And if my view happened to be target's table view instead, and I did this view, reporting, export data, my host.ping, instead of being the graph view, it would actually take a screenshot of the table view. Pretty cool. So what I want you to see is, I want you to see how this version of Armitage in Metasploit 4.1 improves tab management, highlighting the events tab. You now have the ability to open a tab in its own window. You also now have the ability to save screenshots of different tabs. You also get the ability to get more feedback from your exploits, which is really valuable because all that data is logged for you to go back to later. You also get the ability to run VNC in a teaming environment, try out credentials to log into a service. You have token stealing now, and this release makes great strides in terms of reporting. That's a quick overview of what's new with Armitage and Metasploit 4.1. If you get a chance, check out the rest of the install package because this release also includes a Metasploit Community Edition, which is a free graphical user interface that follows suit with the commercial Metasploit Pro and Express products. So with that, good luck and happy hacking.